Hello, welcome to the Women's Health Network Western Healthcast. We are your hosts for this year, Daria and Noor.
Today's episode will be our relaunch of the podcast. We're going to introduce you to the club and the portfolios within the club so you can get to know the team and what we're all about.
The Healthcast is a space for our club to connect with the broader Western and London community. We hope to make connections with various professionals and organizations to discuss and learn about different topics surrounding women's health advocacy. We hope to use this podcast to gain vocabulary and speak about issues surrounding women's health in a way that is accessible to both students at Western U and the broader London community.
This podcast was started last year by our previous Vice President of Advocacy, Victoria, who had the opportunity to connect with the founder of the iHeal app, which check out that episode if you haven't already. It's still up. We hope to continue to bring her vision for this podcast to life.
With that being said, we're going to start by introducing ourselves so you can get to know us better as your hosts, as well as the advocacy portfolio.
So I'm Daria. I'm in my fourth year of health sciences and I'm doing my honors specialization in rehabilitation sciences. And I'm also doing a major in psychology kind of on the side of that. Um, I was a director of advocacy last year and now I'm co-VP with Noor. And I hope to go into physio, specifically pediatric physio. So that's a little bit about me. As for how I got into advocating for women's health and being passionate about women's rights. It all started for me in grade 11, actually. I was a part of this academic program in my high school called Global Perspectives. And we had to choose an ISU topic and do a bunch of research and interview people who worked in the fields that we chose. And the global issue that I chose to write on is women's rights. So I think that that's really what sparked my interest. I got to talk to people who worked at the UN under the Women's Rights Division, and that really opened my eyes. And I think I learned a lot from that experience. And that's honestly what started it for me. And I've carried that into my university experience, and I hope to continue in my post-grad life. Even though I do want to go into like pediatrics, I do think that women's health um, really intertwines with that and has a lot of overlap. So I think that there is a lot of room for both. And I'm really excited to pursue that and learn more and contribute more. Yeah.
Yay! Okay, I'll go next. My name is Noor. I'm also co-VP advocacy with Daria. I'm in my third year of medical science at Western. I'm doing a double major in biochem and IMS. As for how I got into women's health advocacy, I would say that it started in high school in my biology class in grade 11. I was having a conversation with my bio teacher, and she brought up a really interesting point to me that there wasn't a lot of research around women's health and that we really don't know as much about the female body as we do about the male body. And I think that made me reflect on my past experiences as a woman, just growing up, aging, and kind of how I wanted to live my life and make choices for my career in the future. I remember I started a little women's chat in my high school with some of my friends that was very impactful during the pandemic, and it kind of just carried out through to Western. I looked for a club that was exactly like this in first year. I joined as a director of advocacy along with Daria last year, and now I'm co-VP. After my time at Western, I hope to, fingers crossed, go to med school, and I really hope to go into obstetrics and gynecology or even internal medicine with a focus on women's health.
Yay, you got it.
Yay!
I guess now we'll talk a little bit more about the advocacy portfolio for anyone who's interested. This portfolio specifically was really, I guess, attractive to me when I first applied because I was really interested in the research aspect of it. We have three main components of this portfolio alone on top of the podcast, which includes our Trivia Tuesdays, which happen bi-weekly, and an infographic that happens monthly. And this year, we're really excited to introduce a new initiative called Women of the Month. And yeah, so we have a lot of things for our directors to work on as well as ourselves. And we're excited to make it a really fun year and get really close as a portfolio in general.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We have so much planned for this year. We really hope to take this to the next level to grow our platform and to grow our audience within the Western community.
think that another thing that is really cool and unique about our portfolio is that we interact a lot with events and the comms team as well. So we do a lot of work within the club and we help with a bunch of other things like the Nova Drive we had a big hold in last year. And yeah, so I think that if anyone's interested in kind of getting to know more people than just their own portfolio and kind of having a foot in each of them, I think that this is definitely the place to be. Obviously, we're a little bit biased, but I definitely think that the best portfolio and we definitely do a lot of work, but it really pays off. And I think that it translates when we see the beautiful posts go up on Instagram made by comms with all of our information, which hopefully reaches a broader audience and has a larger impact than just the Western community. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about the advocacy portfolio, and we hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about what we do at Women's Health Network Western. Now we're going to pass it off to learn a little bit more about the presidential role and what it takes to be a president, as well as what the club stands for in general.
To start us off, we have our lovely co-presidents. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. We just want you to introduce yourselves a little bit.
Yeah, sure. My name is Jahan. I'm in my fourth year of university. I go to Western, obviously, and I'm in my health sciences program.
So I'm Ashna. I also go to Western and I'm in fourth year in kinesiology.
Yay. Okay. So we just wanted to ask you guys to explain the club's missions and kind of your goals for the club this year.
Yeah, so Women's Health Network is like dedicated to advocate for women's health issues. And we do this through our events and our through advocacy. So some of our events that we've done in the past are um, menstrual hygiene kit drives, and we donated to Anova. We've also done a lot of advocacy work through social media, so social media promotion and try to make people essentially aware of the issues and reduce the stigma surrounding sexual and reproductive health in women. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of our goals, while advocating within the community, we also try to bring that into our campus. We want like the women on our campus to feel comfortable talking about these issues, bringing it up to us, or even like within our club. We want the women to feel empowered to really discuss these topics and make a difference, like in our community.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Okay, so next we just wanted you to talk a little bit about your role as presidents. What do you do? Kind of what are you in charge of?
Yeah, we just want to essentially make every single VP and director feel safe and comfortable within their role and portfolios. We do a lot with like working with the USC and making sure our club is under policies, and we just try to be the best that we can be so that the team and the club essentially runs as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, so we're really here just for support. Honestly, the VPs, they do so much on their own. So when they need something, they come to us. We're kind of just like making sure we're following along with policy, like Jahan said, and just being that ultimate support system at the end of the day. Yeah.
Awesome. We love having you as our support system. So I just wanted to ask you both, how did you get involved with women's health advocacy and what kind of inspired you to join the club?
Yeah, oh, so mine is kind of interesting. I found this club, I think in the very beginning of like first year university, like the almost like actually before even starting university, I found the club on Instagram. And I just thought it was like a super interesting like club. The Instagram was beautiful and it still is right now. So I just followed it, and then I became a general member in my first year because I found it in Clubs Week, and everybody has been super nice like throughout the club, and like we've kind of had a lot of shifts with like the people, but it really shows that our club has a lot of like-minded individuals, and I think that's what makes our club strive. So then fast forward, first year I was just a general member, and then second year I applied to be a director of events. So that was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about like what goes into planning events, especially for Women's Health Network. And then I worked my way up in third year to be the VP events. And that was a lot more challenging because I feel you do get a lot more responsibility, but uh, direct like having the support of your directors was so great. So I really enjoyed the experience, and then it made me feel comfortable to finally run for president, which I am here now, fourth year.
Yeah. I didn't join the club until third year, but before that, I was in other clubs. I was in Women in Fitness as well as the Western Rehab. No, sorry, the Boys and Girls Club. I can't remember. Save the Children. That's the name of the club. But basically, they volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club in London, which I really like that too. But I kind of wanted something more in the healthcare realm. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in the future, but I was like, in this club, I meet a lot of like-minded women who kind of just have ideas about what they want to do. So I thought I would come in, volunteer in the community, and also kind of learn from my peers, see what they're doing, hear from professionals. So I thought it was great in that way. And then I actually applied as a director under Jahan. She was the VP of events at the time. So we worked with each other. We planned a lot of great events, and that's how I got into the club. And then I ran for co-president with Jihad. Yeah.
Amazing. That's so wonderful. So our final question for you was just what do you hope to do in the future after Women's Health Network and Western?
I think right now I'm focused on physical therapy school. I'm applying to the States actually to do that. I want to continue to volunteer and make a difference. So I'm definitely going to look into shelters and see where I can help out wherever I end up. I'm applying around the States right now, so I'm not exactly sure where I'll be. But wherever I am, I still want to, advocate for women's health, make a difference, and I want to share my story with people too. That like you can make a difference in the community no matter what you do. So yeah, I think those are my goals.
Amazing.
I'm personally a little bit confused, but I think that's okay. I definitely want to do something in the healthcare field, either in the States or in Canada. And hopefully I might be back at Western. I don't know, but I'm definitely looking into like I love to travel and I want to like try to incorporate that into what I do in the future. And yeah, traveling, healthcare, something with that. But yeah, still trying to figure it out. But yeah,
Amazing. Well, we're rooting for you both. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was so lovely chatting with you.
thank you. This is really amazing.
Okay, our first guest is our VP of External, Amanda. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So, you're our very first guest. I think that we're going to start off by just asking you to introduce yourself a little bit, and then we'll get into some further questions.
That sounds great. Okay, so yeah, my name's Amanda, and I am in my fourth year of medical sciences. I'm doing a specialization in epidemiology and biostatistics at Western. I'm actually on an internship this year, so I'm delaying my fourth year to next year. So I'm doing everything from home. But yeah, I've been with this club for this is my third year. Um, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Awesome. And first time on the podcast, very exciting.
First time and first guest too.
Yes. So, could you tell us a little bit about your portfolio? What does it exactly mean to be on the external team? And maybe talk about a little bit how it'll work if you're doing it remotely.
Yeah, for sure. So externals is really all about creating relationships and connections with different organizations around London as well as with different clubs. So the point of our team is really just to maximize the possible sponsorships we can get and to exchange promotional efforts. So we try to promote our partners and they support us in whatever way that they can. It's a great portfolio to join if you are trying to expand your network or to use your communication skills and to learn how to send out like good professional emails. In terms of how it'll work with me being remote, luckily for this portfolio, it's really all about online work. So I'll just be sending out emails. I'll be working with the directors to try to get them to also send out emails and to create like a nice organized schedule. So luckily I don't need to be in person too much, but sadly I won't be able to join the event much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's too bad, but that actually works out really nicely with your portfolio and how it runs in general. So that's kind of good news. Can I ask, where are you doing your internship at?
Yeah, I'm doing my internship at Sanofi Pasteur. It's a biotech company, basically. They make vaccines.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been
Awesome.
good so far.
Yeah, good for you. Oh my gosh. And then I think our last question was just how in general did you get into women's health advocacy, and how did you decide that you wanted to pursue women's health? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I wanted to join this team because I really just wanted to be in like a very nice and supportive environment with a group of girls that have the same goal of wanting to just support each other as they kind of get into careers in healthcare. I think it's really important to have that type of environment if you're progressing. It's really just nice to also have that platform to make friends with similar goals.
Mhm.
And I think that this club is perfect for that. My experience has only been positive from this club. It's really been a really nice group of members.
Awesome. And actually, I just thought of one last question. Um,
Mhm.
what are you hoping to go into in the future? And how do you think that Women's Health Network Western can help you get there?
Mhm. Well, my current goal is med school. I
Hmm.
hope that works out. The way this club would help, I think it just helps me understand that like there are always going to be those supportive people
Hmm.
throughout the journey. I think medicine is it's competitive and it can be very hard on the people who are like applying. So just to know that there are these people that I can kind of fall back on and know that there are people who share similar journeys, I think it'll just help me mentally, really.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good luck to you and all of your future endeavors. And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for coming on the podcast and telling us a little bit about the external team.
Of course, I'm looking forward to hearing more with this podcast.
Of course. Okay, thank you.
Our next guest is Isabella. Hey, Isabella, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
We're so great. Okay, so we just would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in the club.
Alrighty, so I am a fourth year. I'm a double major in biology and French studies. I am currently the senior advisor of Women's Health Network. That kind of means that I'm sort of the one who regulates and ensures that all of the information we're putting out doesn't have a bias towards one side or the other. It's more along the lines of like general information to advocate for women's health issues as a whole without trying to make people like convince people that one way is right. We're trying to let people make informed decisions for themselves and just educate them on the entire picture.
Mhm.
Beautiful. And we just like to know a little bit more about how you got involved in women's health advocacy and what inspired you to join the club.
I joined Women's Health Network in first year, not really knowing what it was. And I went to a few of the meetings and then I got involved a little bit more in second year and really liked what it's about. Like the girl who created this club years ago, her mom struggled with a lot of health issues, and it was really great that she decided to, found the club and make it something that she wanted Western students to kind of know a little bit more about. I kind of got into advocacy a little bit more after reading a book with a women's only book club that I joined in second year. It was called Unwell Women. I can't remember who the author is, but it's a great book. It's basically the entire history of women's health from like the Middle Ages, like Plato, all the way to where we are now. And it sucked. Like that book was so hard to read. And then, like as like struggling with my own health issues and then seeing people around me struggle with their health issues and just kind of realizing how discouraging women's health in general is, like I wanted to kind of set up the next few generations in like a better way and like advocating for things like endometriosis or polycystic ovary syndrome, or just educating women on birth control methods that are available to them besides the traditional hormonal methods, like, are just great things that I think, I don't know, that I'm really happy to be involved with this club.
Mhm.
In the future, I'm hoping to do a master's in bioethics, specializing in women's health. So I don't know where that will lead me, but hopefully to like obstetrics gynecology later on down the road.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Amazing.
That is beautifully put. Thank you so much.
no problem. Anytime.
Pleasure having you, and we'll
Yeah.
catch you later. Next, we have our VPs of Finance. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi,
Good. Hi.
how are you?
So we just good, thank you. We just like you to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Okay, well, I'll start. I'm Michaela. I'm co-VP Finance. I'm in my fifth year honor spec bio and major in psych, so I'm getting kind of like a dual degree. And this is my second year in Women's Health Network. Last year I was a director on finance.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm in my first year of compressed nursing at Western, but before that, I did 3 years of med sci. This is my second year on the Women's Health Network. Last year, I was also a director of finance with Michaela, and now we're both co-VPs of finance.
Wonderful. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about your portfolio.
So with ours, we basically handle all the finances for the club. We put all the budgets through, and we're also responsible for making sure that the financial future of the club is in good hands. That way, we're able to run all of the fun events that we do throughout the year and support the different charities and community events.
And this year we're actually in charge of merchandise as well for our club. So we're hoping to get some cute crew necks, some hoodies, maybe a tote bag going for our club as well.
I'm so excited. Yay. How did you get involved in women's health advocacy and what inspired you to join the club?
I think personally, I have always struggled with like different hormonal issues, like both like menstrually and then just like hormonal acne. And I feel like it's a topic that like isn't really talked about much or is very stigmatized. Like especially with like right now I'm going through like endometriosis testing. So it's like a big part in my life right now. So I think it's really cool that our club really strives to like bring awareness to those topics that aren't really talked about. And that's honestly like the main reason I decided to join.
For me, very similar. I have PCOS and I've been kind of failed a little bit in the medical system just because a lot of people don't understand how to deal with things properly. And my heart goes out to all the people that go through things that are so much worse. And the women in the community, honestly, are having a rough time as well. So just kind of seeing all of the faults and the little things and just anywhere we can make a difference really does go leaps and bounds.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Like, we love to have you on the team. You guys are such valuable members. What would you hope to do in the future after Women's Health Network in Western?
So I'm currently applying to a couple different med schools as well as like different master's programs overseas. So I really want to do something overseas. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards a master's. But there is also this program actually out at UBC, which I'm looking at as well. It's like a year and a half through, and you work under a gynecologist, and she like actually studies different like women's health and reproductive different things. So I'm actually really interested in that. So that's one of the programs I'm applying to, but keeping my options open for sure, because I kind of just want to go and experience something new, get another degree.
That's
Amazing.
amazing. After Western, after the nursing, I'll be working in London for 1 more year. And then hopefully I'm looking at travel nursing, kind of seeing the world, working in different places, seeing how the different medical systems work and getting a more broader appreciation of the world and how things work. And then hopefully I'll come back for my master's and then become a nurse practitioner.
That is amazing. It was lovely speaking with both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh.
Up next, we have our VP of Internals. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So why don't we start off with just a little bit of an introduction? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Haley. I'm VP Internals. I'm in my third year of health sci. I'm specializing in rehabilitation sciences. And yeah.
Awesome. So as for your portfolio, can you tell us a little bit about what Internals does?
Yeah, so internal communication is all about just sort of maintaining and facilitating communication more between the portfolios of the team, whereas externals is more with like the general members. So just kind of checking in with all the portfolios, making sure that like their ideas and opinions are being heard, and then also team socials, which I'm really excited for this year. So yeah, just planning events that will help the team kind of just hang out and chill and bond. But yeah, that's basically what internals is.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. And moving on to our next question, what made you interested in the club in the first place and just kind of advocating for women's health in general?
Yeah, I think growing up, I was always into it wasn't really specifically women's health, but just health in general. I grew up like going to the hospital a lot, and so I was around a lot of that. And then I think as I went through high school, I learned more about like women's issues in health and stuff. And then so when I came to Weston, I wanted to join. I didn't even know that a women's health network existed. So when I saw that, I think the values really lined up with me. But yeah.
Amazing. And then our last question is just what do you see yourself doing in the future after your undergrad and after Women's Health Network Western?
Oh, that's such a stressful question. I feel like my goals have changed a lot. I think in the beginning I wanted to do med school, but now I'm looking more at physio. I'm hoping to go into physio now.
Yay,
But
go physio.
hopefully fingers crossed.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Up next, we have our co-VPs of events. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, we're good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So we'd just like you guys to introduce yourselves a little bit.
Okay. Do you want me to go first or?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can go first. Okay. Okay, yeah. So my name is Yori. I'm one of the co-VPs for events. I am in my fourth year doing a double major in bio and med sci. And yeah, I love this club so much. So yeah.
And I'm Shreya. I'm your other co-VP events. I'm in my second year of health sci, and I'm just so excited for the rest of the year.
Amazing. We are too. So tell us a little bit about the events portfolio.
Okay. Yeah, so basically our portfolio is just mainly we're responsible for planning all the events that the club does, all the initiatives, seminars, healthcare panels, de-stressing events like yoga and knitting and bracelet making and all that stuff. We do have more like new initiatives that we have planned for this school year. And we're really excited for all the execs and all the general members to be participating in it. So yeah.
That is wonderful. So we'd just like to know a little bit about how you got into women's health advocacy and what inspired you to join the club.
Okay, I'll go first. So, women's health was something that's really important to me, something I'm really passionate about, something that I want to advocate for. So, when I heard about this club, I thought it was like the perfect way to get involved and give back to my community, as well as meet more like-minded people. And honestly, that's what I've been receiving in this club as well. So, very grateful for that.
The same as Sherry as well. I think that for me, when I was like younger and everything, like I didn't really learn a lot about women's health. Like it was just basically like a gray area for us. And so like being able to be in a club that like kind of like teaches other women and other people in our community about like women's health issues and different things that occur in our body is just really important to me. And I'm really grateful to be in this club for them.
We're grateful to have you too. That was an excellent answer. So we just wanted to know, just to wrap it up, what do you hope to do in the future after Women's Health Network and Western?
Okay, so since I am in my fourth year, I do plan on going to med school. What specifically, I'm not sure yet, but I do want to continue continue like pushing women's health in my career. So whether it's like being an OB or focusing mainly on women's health issues in any position that I'm in as a doctor is just something that I'm going to continue doing after.
Awesome.
I'm kind of on the same path as Yori. I am interested in going into med school after. And in specific, I am really interested in continuing with women's health, like being an OB, like gynecology, even pediatrics. So yeah, this club really is like important to me. It does mean a lot, and it's something that, I see myself doing in the future as well.
That is amazing. I'm so excited to see what you guys have planned next. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so lovely chatting with you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, lastly, we have our VP Comms here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're just gonna start off with a few introductions. So if you guys could just tell us a little bit about yourselves, that would be great.
Awesome. I can get us started then. So hi everyone. My name is Esther. I'm currently a fourth year health science student at Western. I'm doing an honors specialization in rehabilitation sciences. And yeah, I'm one of the co-VPs for this club.
Hi, I'm Vianne. I'm in fourth year med sci. I'm specializing in epidemiology and biostatistics, and I am the co-VP for comms.
Awesome. Could you actually tell us a little bit more about what comms is and what you guys do for the club?
Yeah, sure. So we basically oversee all of the social media. So our main form is basically Instagram. So anytime there's a new event or kind of promotion going on, as well as any informational infographics, we post that onto our Instagram and we do the designing for it as well. So using Canva, Adobe, Photoshop, those kinds of applications that kind of more digitally graphic focused is kind of what we do. Yeah, is there anything else, Vian?
We also collab with different departments within the club. Like we collab with Advocacy to do some of our infographics as well as our Trivia Tuesday. So those are pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we work very closely together, so I'm happy with our like us four as a team. I think that we have like a strong foundation for this year, so I'm excited to work closely. Next question is, how did you know that you were interested in this club, and how did you get into advocating for women's health in general?
I feel like there's a lot of disparities for women in healthcare, like both on like the facilitator side and on the patient side. So I was really interested in learning more of that and just kind of like discussing with like-minded people in this club. But overall, I feel like this club, like it has so many nice people and everyone I don't know, it feels like everyone just kind of like knows a lot, like whether it be about like school or even like outside of school. So it's just kind of like having like mentors kind of, but also like being able to pass down information. So I feel like there's a very like kind-hearted dynamic. And yeah, I just feel like it's like a nice tight-knit club and everyone's nice.
No, I totally agree with you, Vian. For me, I joined this club in first year actually. I was looking for ways to get more involved on campus, and this club really spoke out to me because of its kind of mission statement in empowering and advocating for women's health. And that's always something that I believed in and honestly became more passionate as I learned to or grew to learn more about. And this club has definitely helped me do that. And like Vian said, everyone's just really passionate and caring and dedicated, I think, which is really nice. And I think it's good to surround yourself with people like that. So yeah.
100% I agree. Finally, what do you guys hope to go into in the future? What are kind of your thoughts on what you're going to do after Western and after your undergrad and things like that?
I'm doing my honor specialization in rehab sciences. So that's definitely a field that I became more interested as uni went by and I learned more about the field of rehab. And I'm specifically interested in speech language pathology. So that's anything to do with like communication sciences and disorders as well in communication and speech. Um, which is really interesting. And I think that language is also really fascinating. And I think the intersection between language and health kind of applies to that when, um, I guess, in the field of speech language pathology, which is really interesting. So yeah, that's something I hope to do, which requires a master's after undergrad. So I will be applying this year. Yeah.
That's exciting. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
For me, like since I'm in epidemiology and biostatistics, I'm looking at public health masters surrounding epidemiology. But because like in my courses, I do learn a lot about biostatistics and also like just through like this club, for example, I learn a lot about designing graphics and stuff like that. I do kind of like the intersection between science and business. So I'm also looking at master's programs geared towards that as well.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Good luck to both of you with your applications, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
And that brings us to the end of our first episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about everyone on the team and all of the portfolios. Make sure that you go ahead and listen to our first episode with Victoria on the iHeal app, and stay tuned for more episodes. Let us know in our DMs on Instagram at WHNWestern if there's any topics you would like us to cover. And make sure that you're also purchasing a general membership so that you can attend all of our fun events coming up. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.